and welcome back to my channel. So on today's video, I am going to do a first impression, a review, a photography test, a wearability test of this foundation. This is the Shiseido Sychro Skin Radiant Lifting Foundation. On Sephora's website, this foundation is described as a foundation with light adjusting technology that syncs with light for all-day flawless radiance, while providing up to 24-hour hydration and weightless comfort. It's inspired by ukiri, a Japanese term used to describe a hydrated, healthy, and almost incandescent complexion. This weightless yet buildable foundation looks and feels like second skin as it visibly lifts, refines, and smooths. This retails for 62 Canadian dollars for 30 ml, which I think is the pricier side of foundations. I got the shade 130 Opal, which obviously is very fair on my skin tone. I'm sorry. This foundation is only available online, so it's hard to go in store and get this. I got maybe 2 shades lighter than my skin tone. And for reference, I'm usually an NC25, NC30 in MAC. So let's try this foundation on. I'm gonna shake it really well. And then I'm just gonna put 1 pump. It's not too runny. I would say that it's in the middle when it comes to texture. I'm gonna use a brush on my right side and a sponge on my left side. I got a light shade. It's applying really well with a brush. I look like a ghost. Oh my goodness. Honestly, on their website, it looks like this should be my shade, but I guess not. With 1 pump, I can really see that I have medium coverage. It's laying really well on my face. It kind of reminds me of a cushion foundation. So this is the side with foundation. Obviously, super fair, super white. And this side without the foundation. Now let's try the other side with the sponge. I don't like the pump. Like, it would get stuck sometimes. Yeah, it's really reminding me of a cushion foundation, especially now that I'm using a sponge. Oh my god. I look so scary. I think I'm just gonna use a bronzer to really bronze up my face. Make this work. I don't know, we'll see. And that's the hardest thing. This is only available online and it's not available in store. Disregard that this is very fair on my skin. It really looks skin-like, but it doesn't hide any of my pores. Like, you can still really see it, but I really love the radiance. I feel like if NARS Light Reflecting Foundation and the Charlotte Tilbury got married, this will be the baby. Because with NARS, I'm looking for more radiance. And then for the Charlotte Tilbury, I was like, okay, slow down with the radiance. So this is in between, but it doesn't have a blurring effect. I think I'm fine with 1 pump each. But maybe I'll add just another pump in the center of my face. Okay, so I'm going to let this set for about 5 minutes before I put my cream contour and cream blush. Okay, let's use this cream contour. Spreading well on top of this foundation. Let's use this liquid blush. I'm just going to powder the center of my face because I know I get super oily in the center of my face. But I'm going to leave the rest of my face without powder so we can really test how radiant this foundation is. So I finished my makeup and I'm noticing that this foundation is slightly getting cakey. Like, especially on my forehead. And it's also clinging on the dry parts of my nose. The rest of my face looks good though. I can really still see the radiance on the side of my cheeks. It evened out my skin tone. Let's just disregard the shade. But it doesn't really blur my pores. It is doing a good job in having that smooth skin look. Looking at the camera, I look very radiant. I love that. It's not really highlighting my texture, but it's really beginning to like sink into my pores. So we'll see after 4 hours or 6 hours if that would change or it would be smoother by then. But as of now, I have those concerns with this foundation. So let's do the photography test before we do the wearability test. So it has been 4 hours and I'm going to show you close up. I don't have a lot of foundation on my forehead anymore. It really caked up. It caked up on the center of my face. And I remember only setting the center of my face with powder, so maybe this foundation is not compatible with setting powder, or it doesn't like being pressed with powder because it just turns really cakey. But the rest of my face, it's okay. Like nothing really moved. So this is what we're gonna do. I am going to use my bamboo cloth and I am going to remove the makeup on the center of my face. I'm not gonna apply any primer. I'm not gonna powder the center of my face. I'm just gonna use the foundation. We still have 4 hours to test the center of my face, so we'll see how this works with my oily skin. Maybe it is really just a powder that is making this foundation cakey. So we'll give it a chance. The foundation in the middle of my face. Especially on my forehead. I'll apply it in the middle. This foundation is fine with my bronzer, so just so I don't look so pale, I'm going to bronze the side of my face. So I think I fixed the problem, so I'm going to update you on the 8 hour. So I'm back and this is the 8 hour. I'm gonna go closer so you can see what my face looks like. So it's confirmed that the powder is really the reason why this foundation is getting cakey, because now I'm not cakey on the center of my face. Although I don't have a lot of foundation on my nose anymore. I don't know if it's because of the mask, because I wore a mask when I went to the grocery and I went to the mall. But really, this foundation, I'm gonna show you, it keeps on moving. Like there would be transfer. And I can't use a powder because if I use a powder, then it would look cakey. So I guess the next solution is to set this with setting spray instead of powder. This is not an easy foundation to work with, that's what I'm gonna say. Not even on the 8 hour, it started disappearing on the side of my face. When it comes to oil control, I can see that my forehead is getting oily and the side of my face is getting oily. But compared to when I'm using just a normal foundation without the oil control, this is actually not bad. The 8 hour, besides the movement, it's also very thin on my skin now. My hyperpigmentation is really showing off. And when I use my phone camera, it's really showing off my hyperpigmentation. So I'm ready to give you my final thoughts about this foundation. I'm giving this foundation a 2 out of 5 stars. The timing of reviewing this foundation is also off because I have been trying the Charlotte Tilbury Skin Foundation, the NARS Light Reflecting, the Patrick Star One Size BBB Foundation, and most recently I have reviewed the Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation. So a lot of those new foundations that I have been testing performed really well on my skin, especially the Makeup Forever one. So reviewing that amazing foundation and then reviewing this, I'm a little disappointed. Although I like the finish of this foundation, because my foundation is really thin now. I can see all my hyperpigmentation. I can see the veins on the side of my cheeks. And it's also really clinging to the dry sides of my nose. It helped in controlling my oil though. I didn't sweat too much. I don't know if this is sweat proof. But to be honest, on the 3rd and 4th hour, this is already thinning out so much. And it is wearing off a little bit on the center of my face. So I'm not gonna vouch that this will be sweat resistant. So for my skin type combination, oily combination skin, I don't think that I would recommend this foundation. I think there's a lot of high-end foundations that I have tried that are better than this, that are cheaper than this. I think there's like 45 to 55 that would cater more to our skin type. Maybe this would work with normal skin with not a lot of texture on their face, but I wouldn't even recommend this to people with dry skin because it can cling to your dry spots. So that's it. That's my review on this foundation from Shiseido. In my next video, I'll be reviewing this Chanel Red Camellia Revitalizing Foundation, so watch out for that. In the meantime, don't forget to check out my foundation playlist where I review drugstore and high-end foundations. And if you find this video helpful, don't forget to like this video, don't forget to subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll always be updated once a new video is out. Thank you so much, dolls, again for watching. I'll see you on my next one. Paalam!